Cess and Surcharge reduce states' tax share. Detailed explanation. The article explains how the portion of tax revenue that Indian states receive from the central government is shrinking. This is mainly because of the increasing collection of cess and surcharges, which the central government does not share with states. This has led to financial difficulties for some states, particularly in the southern region, while others benefit. 1. How is tax revenue collected and distributed? The central government collects taxes from individuals and businesses across the country. A part of this tax revenue is shared with states, helping them fund public services like education, health care, and infrastructure. In addition to normal taxes, the central government also collects cess and surcharges, which are additional charges applied to specific products or services. Key difference: regular taxes give shared with states. Cess and surcharges gives not shared with states. This means that if cess and surcharges increase, the amount of money available for states decreases. 2. How has the state's share of tax revenue changed? A decline in state share. The 15th Finance Commission, which decides how taxes should be distributed, recommended that 41% of total tax revenue should be given to states. However, due to the increasing collection of cess and surcharges, the actual share received by states has dropped to as low as 30% in some cases. Before 2016, states received 40% of the total revenue, but the amount has now shrunk significantly. B. Rising dependence on cess and surcharge. Out of every 100 the government collects as tax, 10 to 11 is collected as cess and surcharge. This trend started during the pandemic 2020 to 21 and has continued even after the economy has recovered. Since cess and surcharges do not have to be shared with states, the central government has been using them more frequently, reducing the funds available to states. 3. Which states are affected the most? Southern states losing more revenue. Kerala, Tamil Nadu, and Karnataka have seen a big drop in their share of tax revenue over the years. For example, Kerala's share has fallen from 3.08% FY02 to 2.5% FY17 and is expected to decline to 1.9% FY26. Tamil Nadu's share has fallen from 5.46% FY02 to 4.02% FY26. Karnataka's share has dropped from 4.98% FY02 to 3.6% FY26. B. Northern and central states receiving more revenue. On the other hand, northern and central states like Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan, and Gujarat have seen an increase in their tax share. For example, Uttar Pradesh's share increased to 10.1% FY26, slightly lower than 11.49% FY02 but still one of the highest among all states. Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan, and Gujarat have also gained more revenue in this period. C. Why is this happening? The tax distribution formula considers factors like population, economic performance, forest cover, and tax collection efficiency. Since northern states have larger populations, they receive a greater share of tax revenue, even though their economies may not be as strong as some southern states. 4. How is this impacting states? Reduced development and public services. States use tax revenue to fund education, health care, road construction, welfare programs, and public services. With a smaller tax share, states have less money to spend on development projects. B. Increased dependence on the central government. Since states are getting less money from tax revenue, they're becoming more dependent on central government funding. This limits their financial independence and forces them to rely on grants and loans from the center. C. Regional imbalance in development. The southern states, which have stronger economies and better infrastructure, are receiving less tax revenue, while northern states, with larger populations but weaker economies, are getting more. This could lead to slower economic growth in developed states and a widening gap between regions. 5. Misuse of cess and surcharge collections. Not used for their intended purpose. The Comptroller and Auditor General of India (CAG) found that funds collected through cess and surcharges are often not used for their intended purpose. Some of the funds that were supposed to be used for education, health care, and infrastructure were instead diverted to other government expenses. B. Impact on states. Since states do not receive money from cess and surcharge collections, they are unable to benefit from these funds, even if the money is meant for development projects in their regions. 6. Conclusion. Why this issue matters. The increasing use of cess and surcharges by the central government has reduced the amount of tax revenue available for states. Southern states are losing revenue, while northern and central states are benefiting. This has led to regional imbalances in development, as some states struggle to fund public services and infrastructure projects. Experts believe there should be more transparency in how the central government collects and distributes tax revenue to ensure that all states receive their fair share of funds. If this trend continues, states could face serious financial challenges, affecting their ability to provide essential services and support economic growth. Thanks for watching. Wait for next.